from the lighter side of pest control. This is the Tales from the Crawl Space podcast with your hosts, Jack and Brad.
Welcome back to Tales from the Crawl Space. I'm Jack, and 1/3 of the way across the beautiful United States of America is Mr. Heat Miser himself, Brad Harvey.
Oh, hey, Jack, how's it going?
Hey, you awake for it? You awake for me?
Oh my God, it's been a hell of a week. I knew I was going to be more physical with this change of scenery that I've undergone.
Right.
But you know what? I had no idea. We had, I did back-to-back heat treatments, one yesterday, one today.
Damn.
Had a ripping day on Wednesday, running, just straight old pest control. But the last account that I did was the church from hell, so to speak. And, the pastor there was a piece of work. Very, very, very controlling. And, I've heard stories. This guy's a dick. And he's not a dick. He's a spaz. And you know what?
That's worse.
I would rather deal with an absolute prick than I would a spaz. I mean, just imagine, imagine if you will, a 1 pound bag of Skittles dropped onto a concrete floor. That's this guy. I mean,
he's all over the fucking place.
Because he came in. Well, I didn't get a call. Well, we called you last night. Well, you were supposed to call when I was on the way. Well, I sent you a text. He goes, well, I don't know. I said, just let me know what your issues are and I'll handle them for you. He goes, well, my issues are I got to show you around, because I've never been in a building before, Jack. And so I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. It's like, what are these things in my way? Those are called walls. So it's like,
what am I supposed to do with those?
Yeah, exactly. Just let me do my fucking job. You know what? Go do your thing. He was trying to get shit organized for for their clothes pantry or something like that. And, I was just a major inconvenience to him, even though I opened up there's a 10 cat sitting right in the fellowship hall lobby. I opened up and there's 4 salamanders laying there dead in them. And
lovely.
The serpents are entering the sanctuary. So
I'd be look, buddy, go sniff the 3T underwear and leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then the next 2 days were just straight up heat. And, it's really interesting. It's wearing me out. I even told my boss, Bossy McBosserson, said, Bill, you whipped my ass this week, but you know what? Just keep it up. I'll let you know. I'll cry uncle, if it gets to be too much. He's like, all right, no problem. So, I'm sore. I'm tired. My underwear is just now dried off, but you know what? I'm still enjoying the hell of it, Jack.
But you're probably svelte too. How much have you lost? Since
Well, I'll tell you just what, in the last 3 days, I've lost 6 pounds.
God damn.
Well, I sweated and shitted it out because, you do this thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'll get in and I'll do it. I'll do something hot and sweaty and that kind of stuff. And I try to stay hydrated. I piss very little. I sweat like a pig. And
me too.
When I get in, the hydration continues. I'll sit down and eat a nice dinner and immediately I'm up there and just shooting it all out. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing you guys that do heat on the regular. But let me know because
I'd get the heat shits a lot. I would. I'd get the heat shits pretty bad.
Yeah. Heat shits. Yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting phenomenon. No biggie, no cramping or anything like that. Not like, food poisoning or whatever. It's just, I came, I shit, I conquered. I got on with my life.
But is your donut okay?
My donut is fine, Jack. Thank you for asking.
Hey, I ask because I love.
You do. I love that you love. Hey, all right. And you know what?
What?
Donut health is important in a job like ours because of all the driving we do, the lifting you do, and if you don't, you got to love your donut, and if you don't love your donut, Jack, you could suck it.
That's right, you can suck it, but let me tell you, go to all the truck stops. They have something called anti-monkey butt powder. That stuff is fantastic.
Oh yeah. I kept a thing of cornstarch and an old sock. Get your mind out of the gutter. And that was my wife called it. My wife made it for me. She goes, "This is a poonsy." I said, "A poonsy?"
A what?
And yeah, it's poonsy. It's powder in a sock. Yeah, you just take it between your legs, go poons, 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 poons. And,
do you make that noise when you're doing it?
Powders your leg up every fucking time. Every time.
But yeah, man. Okay. Well, you said it, sir. It just a little bit if I can fucking say it because I'm having vodka and cranberry this evening.
Yes.
You can suck it is the idea for tonight's show. And the whole point is to say what you've always wanted to say, but didn't want to lose your fucking job over. So all these are anonymous or have been given nom de plumes for the story. No companies are mentioned. No names are mentioned. Just straight up eat a bag of dicks.
Yes, absolutely right. A big bag of dicks.
Oh, huge. Start at the bottom and work your way to the top type
right.
bag of dicks.
And not even the good dicks that you can buy at like Buc-ee's. I mean,
we're talking like, TA, in, East St. Louis. TA in East St. Louis bag of dicks.
A rest stop vending machine sack of dicks.
Oh, yes. It's like the condom dispensers, but you get like these little Sacco Richards, for like 50 cents. They're the 50-cent dicks.
So
but
anyway.
how many stories did you get, Brad? Got a shitload?
I have a metric fuck ton of stories, as do you, Jack, from what I hear.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh my God, you guys got issues out there in cheese bag land. I mean, everybody's got a suck it story, and we've got a lot of them here tonight. So sit back, buckle down. If you're not driving and working at the time you're listening to this, just, pour yourself a nice drink. If you are driving, fire up your cigarette or pull your vape and just enjoy the stories. All right. I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
I've got, okay, this one was completely nameless. And so he goes, I worked for a state government entity. One that I thought was going to be a dream job and that I would retire from. I was in a managerial position with this entity and had one direct supervisor. As I thought it was going to be a dream job that I would retire from. Okay, that was repeating. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you said that twice.
Keep going. At first, this guy seemed to be pretty cool, down to earth, relatively easy to get along with. But then his true colors began to show. Now I am aware that almost all guys make some statements in private about their supposed sexual prowess, but this dude was just disgustingly chauvinistic towards every woman he encountered. Funny thing about it is, he's married. His spouse had busted him and kicked his ass out of the house for quite a period of time. It didn't bother him though, as he was getting some with female employees in a separate department of the same entity. He wouldn't come into the office and brag about it. All the people he hired were buddies of his, most of them worthless. But as long as they were sycophants, he was happy. I was no sycophant, and he didn't like that. He and his cronies would go out and test drive cars on company time. Go out and eat, spend an hour or two at the restaurant on company time, just completely waste time and resources on his personal enjoyment. And he took his cronies with him every fucking time. But because I didn't fall in line, he decided to have a problem with me. I guess he was worried I was going to get him busted for being a worthless piece of shit. He would nickel and dime everything I did in order to try to find fault. Accuse me of being a racist when there's not a racist bone in my body. When I finally decided to exit that position, I had an exit interview with the department head. As it turns out, she was under investigation and definitely on their radar for his mischief and hijinks. So here's my story for you, fuckface. I hope you catch a sexually transmitted disease that requires you to get multiple shots on the head of your junk, all over your nutsack, and several spots on your taint on a daily basis. I hope your wife finds out and takes you for everything you have. I hope every time you open your wallet, you lose your driver's license and have to go get another one. Oh, that's low. I hope that you always smell farts. I would have said, I hope that you always smell every fart except your own. Everybody loves their own brand.
Yes, they do.
No matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope all of your shits are the acid ones that make your butthole burn all day long. I hope you wake up every morning to find a homeless man putting his nutsack on your mouth. I hope you get a flat tire every single week and it makes you late for work consistently. I hope the batteries in your remote controls are always dead. I hope every woman you cheat on, your wife, drags her teeth. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Go fuck yourself with a corn cob soaked in turpentine. Oh, and this too. I hope every time you wipe your ass, you get shit on your finger. May your coffee always be cold, your kidney stones large and jagged, your dingleberries painful to remove. Oh, man. I just picked that one at random, and what a way to start. Woo.
That's an opener.
Oh, that is bad. You know what? I'll tell you what, man, there is nothing that pisses me off more than fucking cronyism.
Oh, tell me about it, man. That shit eats me up, man. We're there to do a fucking job. It's not the buddy show.
I don't even like it when I'm the crony. You know? It's uncomfortable as fuck. You know, for one thing, it's like, you know, these other people, they're people too. It's like, you know, it's like, nah, you know, if you're going to do this for me, you know, everybody on an equal footing. I mean, if the guy's a piece of shit, I may be like, yeah, he's a piece of shit, but you know, no, it's not fair.
No, not at all.
And it always pisses that other person off too. And you don't need that. You got to work with these people.
Yeah. And see, people end up expecting a little more because you're their buddy. Oh, you're my buddy. And it's usually shit you ain't supposed to be doing in the first fucking place. So
exactly.
Well, I'm going to start out. I'm doing mine in order as I printed them today. And that's a long fucking story about the printer with the error of death. So I had to scramble to get the shit printed. And I've got like 4 or 5 pages here. So bear with me.
Go for it.
All right. Shitty boss story time. My company's first general manager would treat our termite techs like kings. He would treat them weekly lunch meetings at a strip club. Also treat office staff with ordering lunch almost daily, and us pest techs were treated to redheaded stepchildren. The second general manager and I almost got into a full-on fight over him wanting me to lie to my customers to sell services like rodent stations, scorpion services, and so on, only because they lived in $1 million homes and in the rich part of town. And, well, I told him to literally go fuck himself. I'm not lying to customers to improve your small, sick energy. The way I treat my customers is purely with respect and honesty. There's a reason I pull $1,500 to $2,000 in cash tips at holiday time. And also,
nice.
I found out that the first GM was a meth head and selling dope on the side, too. Sounds like you work for a quality motherfucker.
That ain't no shit. Yeah. Hell, I'd stick around. There's some things you could put up with, Jack. I think I'd put up with them just for that kind of tip. Those kind of tips.
Yeah.
My God, yeah. That's epic.
That's some serious fucking tips, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oof.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
No kidding.
Right.
Well, that's just a reflection of your work, you know?
Yes, it is.
At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what your boss thinks of you. It's what those customers think of you, because they are actually your boss. You know, that guy's there to tell you, that boss is there to make sure that you have what you need to get the job done.
Oh yeah, if your route retention is stellar and people fucking love you and that manager's being a dickhole, he'll end up getting his ass busted if the office is failing, but your numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jack Sparrow is piping in here with his.
All right.
I spent 3 hours at a daycare on Saturday. The owner wasn't there, but was blowing up my phone the entire time. If I didn't respond through the text quick enough, she would start trying to communicate through the Ring non-doorbell camera in virtually every room.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Oh, that's fucking cringy. I do every single thing this bitch asked for and that sales guy promised. And I left to finish the rest of my stops. The lady calls on Monday and demands a new tech to come this Saturday, that I didn't do anything and sat in my truck for 3 hours and that she has it on camera. My boss my boss just caves immediately and says, okay, we will refund for the service and send a new guy this coming Saturday. He should have called her bluff and asked for footage. Now I lost the production I actually worked for. She can go fuck herself and he can too. Last time I bend over for backwards for a customer ever.
Man, I hate that nickel and diamond on fucking cameras shit. Man, just goddamn it, Big Brother is watching you.
Yep. That's ridiculous. And if since he's got it on camera that you sat in your truck for 3 hours, all right, whip it out.
Whip that shit out.
Whip that shit out. Exactly. It's like you're gonna feed a line of bullshit to somebody. You better let's get that video to back it up.
Hey, lady with the camera, you can suck it.
You can suck it. And the boss that capitulated to this cunt, you can suck it too.
That's right. Big old bag of dicks.
Y'all can take turns sucking it.
Yes. Little, sharing the microphone.
That's right.
All right. I got one here. He says, I got a story for you. I took a sales position at the Big Green Tea, and from the beginning, it was the boys club shit show. Let me tell you about the shenanigans, and I do mean shenanigans, that happened in this branch. When I first got hired there was this dude who was the branch manager. He didn't know jack about pest control, but he did have the gift of gab. We all know guys like that in this industry, don't we, Brad?
Yes, we do.
This guy was nice enough, but a con artist. This guy would have sales contests only to pocket the prize money. He had hired 2 sales managers under him. One was an older guy who seemed to have been stealing from the company for a while because one day he was there and the next day he was gone. But he did break into the branch after hours and got all of his belongings, as well as our projector and sound system.
Oof.
The other manager was an older gentleman. While nice, it seemed that his focus was on all the young Latino salesmen. At this point in my career, I guess I was too fat and old for him, which didn't work out for me as these young Latino guys would get the prime leads, even though I had much more experience. I would get fed the warranty inspections or the inspections of Batman and Elmo, obviously fake leads. He was getting found out, so he left out of nowhere. The manager was gone as well. Now, come good old boy who we'll call TP, couldn't be racist because he had a Latina wife, and he let us know that in the first week. The guy was another scumbag. He was fudging numbers to hit goals, which would be his downfall amongst other things. I wanted to get out of sales since my leads were being given to Menudo. I asked for a transfer. To the pest department so I could be a tech. The guy refused because my sales numbers were so low, which made no sense after I told him what was happening. At this point, I knew he wanted me to flunk out on my own. I said, screw this, and had one of those, this guy can really write a hell of an email moments. I sent the email to HR with my resignation and went to the office the next day to pick up my check. At this time, TP says to another manager, no, he can wait. He didn't give me proper time, so he'll have to come back tomorrow. I heard this and followed up with email part 2. I left, and about 2 weeks later, I heard TP was fired. But that branch was a cesspool. Heroin-using techs, kiss asses, and a bunch of just messed up people. One of the worst companies I worked for. I lasted 7 months.
Oh, wow. Holy mackerel. Yeah. So to go back about 5 years into that email. So the guy was given, the guy was given the leads to the hot young Latino guys, and he was just too old to be interested for that guy to be interested in him. Maybe we shouldn't, maybe this isn't a you can suck it moment because, that sounds more like a reward for this guy.
Yeah, it does. I think he was probably playing the skin flute, some Hispanics, some Latina. Latino, not Latina, Latino.
Not Latino, no.
Skin flute. Skin flute.
Let me fix it. There you go. But it's fucking Menudo. That was great. There's things you haven't heard in ages, and that was one of them.
But he definitely aged himself with that one.
Yeah, he did. Yep, definitely. And yeah, he's probably right. He's probably a little old for that guy. Anyway. All right. Mo Green. founder of Las Vegas.
All right.
He brings in, I was a newly promoted service manager. Worked with a guy as a sales rep before the promotion. As soon as I take over as service manager, we lose every tech except one for a 3 residential tech and 2 apartment tech service center. This GM had the balls to tell me that there's nothing he could do to help me with the work, that it was all on me. He didn't hire anyone for a month. He didn't hire anyone for a month straight, so I was working 5 a.m. to almost night for weeks when he went home at 4 every day. He would make slide count comments on cancels and skips, push me to my breaking point. He's the reason I stepped down and went back to being a tech at a different service center. Couldn't take it anymore. Big fuck you to that guy.
Oh, fuck you, dude. What the hell?
Oh my God. That's kind of shit that just gets the hair on the back of my head standing up, man. That's like, you're sitting there, you're watching one of the people who report to you put in, double-digit hour days for weeks, and
right.
You're going home at 4 all the time. No, screw that. No, sorry, next.
Yeah, and, fuck. I said this on a previous episode, but I worked at a place where I was the district supervisor, and we were a tech down, so I was running his route and doing my shit because it was better for the budget that they were only paying me my salary and not having to pay a tech, but still getting the production done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking
Ain't that
bullshit.
about a bitch?
Mm.
That's one of the times where, you think, if you're in that frame of mind, being a company guy or anything, it's what it is. No, I'm not passing any judgment on it, but for crying out loud, your people, man, you got to help your people, especially when they're in a situation like that.
Oh,
and, to not help them that's just the dickest of moves.
Serious dick move. But no, that was kind of a theme so far we're noticing here, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Tales from the Dick Space.
Well, here's one. Had another small company I was working for where I was second in charge in everything except title and pay. Sounds familiar. When I finally, I hear that heavy pour. Damn.
Baker's 46, sir.
Yes, sir. When I finally asked him for a pay increase and laid out all the tasks that I carry out, like training staff, issues, and personal equipment I use for the job, he then messaged every employee stating they were not to contact me, told me to take all my stuff out of my car, and then from there slowly took away every little thing that I'd worked for. The final straw was when he took my van off me and gave me the shit kicker vehicle. He called me in between jobs and said, come in and swap cars. So I went in there and threw my car keys at him and said, shove your job up your ass, and took all my stuff out of the other piece of shit vehicle. And when my partner arrived to pick me up, she went in there and started screaming at him too. I've never seen such a large man be scared. And I tell you, big ups to your lady for going in and giving him a little extra something, because pieces of shit like that deserve it.
That's no kidding. Oh my gosh.
Fucking dogging somebody like that. What kind of bullshit is that?
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. I think sometimes, it's like a whole Game of Thrones thing, when you've got somebody, that's in that kind of authority, they feel, I don't know, Jack, sometimes I think they feel threatened by the good ones.
I think you're right. I do think you're right.
You know what? They should. They really should.
Fuck yeah, they should.
Yeah, but to play on it like that, it's like, for crying out loud, it's a pest control office. It's not a fucking Klingon warship. You gotta help each other, and you gotta not be a dick, and that's basically it.
Can't we all just get along?
No, we cannot, apparently.
I did not have sex with that woman.
I did not inhale much. Okay. So, Marge Simpson, pipes in. Honey. A female about 26 years old. Mommy and daddy owned a successful pizza franchise, and she grew up really, really well-to-do. According to her, she was a recovering cocaine addict, which is glamorous because only rich people can be addicted to coke. Anyway, she was the lead in the branch and at most times in the country of our company, earning all kinds of company paid trips and huge quarterly bonuses. but she was caught taking a dead mouse from a job and keeping it in her freezer every night. So later the next day, she could plant it on a property in order to get a rodent sale. I am taking notes. I am taking notes. She also had a knife with it to make notches into people's AC wiring to imitate rodent nibbles and accidentally cut a Freon line. The company did not fire her.
Holy shit.
She would call me and say, stay on the phone with me while I pitch. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. No, fucking cunt. Then I would catch her lying to the customer, telling people our service was organic when it absolutely wasn't. Telling people with absolutely no evidence of such, that their walls were just full of mice and they needed service immediately. I just couldn't stand her because of how blatantly she didn't care about the people she was serving. Okay, let's see. What do we do about this one? All right. Because, again, this is a situation where I don't think you can suck it is appropriate, because that sounds more like maybe a reward. So I think we say, this bitch that this woman's this lady that Marge is talking about, this piece of shit, every time she's getting plowed, I hope he comes first.
Yes, and I hope that you have a wrong hole situation every single time.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully, and may it be with the wrong person, because when you're with the right person, there's no such thing as the wrong hole.
There's no such thing. Not at all. Because that, was it? Not all pee-pee times are poo-poo times, but all poo-poo times are pee-pee times. Had to bring that up.
Let's just say, okay, may this woman get knocked up and not qualify for assistance.
May she receive a cunt punt every time she wakes up in the morning.
Yes. May she be violated repeatedly by a camel. And then when the camel kills itself out of shame, may it fall on her and crush her to death.
May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits. I hope you get a little toilet paper ball stuck in your badge every time you wipe.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what I hope.
Ooh, nice. Yep, exactly.
All right, here we go. This is about a dick move. I used to work for a Donnie Marie in Texas. I managed to sell big rodent treatments for $3,000. I was super excited, seeing as we were paid 20% plus 10% commission on jobs we completed and sold. A nice chunk of change that was really needed at the time. When I showed up to the job, the owner's brother showed up too. This was unexpected. I said, okay, I'll do the exterior and he can do the interiors, and we should be done around the same time. After the job was completed, I got a call from the owner saying that his brother told him that I didn't do any of the work and that he would be getting the commission for the job and I'd just get the 10%. I was supposed to get 30%, but his brother would get the other 20%. After a lengthy argument, he let me have 15%, but I decided to do the follow-ups all on my own. Needless to say, this made me get my CA and become a solo operator. With the way that dude acted and how he treated people, I understand why not just employees left, but his wife left him too.
Ooh.
Now, see, Donnie and Marie, I've seen shit like that. Whatever they can do to get out of having to fucking pay someone for a hard day's work, they'll fucking do it. And I've seen it time and time again. So, yeah, man, I'm sorry. And I tell you what, they can suck it, especially because they're Donnie and Marie's, the way I see it.
Yeah, they can totally suck it, and don't you get them big ass teeth in the way either.
Fuck no, they'll big old fucking chiclet. Looks like a box of fucking chiclets.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Donnie Marie.
Giggity.
All right.
Glenn Quagmire. He wrote us in, said, so my general manager, aka the owner's child. I'll give a quick rundown and visual. Shows up in basically pajamas, looking like he hasn't bathed in days. Comes in for an hour a day, if that, to the point that even our other lower managers don't even know if he came in or not, and refuses to communicate with anyone. Notorious for rearranging scheduling for efficiency and claims he can do it better than anyone else, even the that have had routes for years, which is complete bullshit, as Stacy's schedules are the worst imaginable, with stops 30 minutes apart and proceeds to write notes complaining why your day wasn't as productive as other days. Dick.
Dick.
Holds 0 licenses in pest control, but yet I've had to stop him from incorrectly telling other employees how to treat and has incorrectly identified pests. Prick.
Oh, I fucking hate those know-it-alls.
Tells you one thing to your face and does basically completely opposite when the time comes. Cocksucker. Can do nothing wrong and will never be corrected due to being the child of the owner and the owner's children, which a few work for the company, but none do any actual money-making work for the company.
Of course not.
Can ever do anything wrong or incorrect. Most techs and staff just wish they'd pay this GM to stay home and away from the business, but I don't believe that'll ever happen. Of course, it's not going to happen because that means, I don't know what that means, but it's not good.
They'd have to get off the teat.
Yep, they would have to, get off the teat. Exactly. That teat, man. You know, I'll tell you right now, it's a tough one to get off of.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Please step away from the nipple.
Yes. You are too close to the nipple. I could talk about specific times, but no reason to when the entire existence of this employee is just useless all around. And then, so anyway, he put a little something else in here, but I don't think I'm going to mention it because it's there's a little exposure there. So you know what?
Okay.
You know, this guy can suck it. The family can suck it. And everybody can suck it on this one, except for Glenn Quagmire. Thank you for sharing that.
It's a family affair, spitting out pubic hair. Thank you. Shows at 7 and 10:30. No shows the same. Don't forget to tip your bartender.
That's right. Yeah, we're here all week. Try the pork tartare.
Ooh. Well, talk about ass worms. Oh. Okay, I have an epic one here in the theme of The Godfather. And I think it's beautifully written. And I would love to shake the hand of the person that, and I wish I had the music in the background, but, you know, just everybody think of the Godfather music. Don Nunzio, over the last several years, I have been honored and proud to be a made guy in their family. As your button, I have worked alongside all of you to promote growth of the turf, maintain a sterling standard on the streets, and assure the safety of those who report to me. Certain events have occurred which have created detriment to these objectives. 1. In the interest of increasing collections, streamlining expenses, and improving the acquisition of talent, I have offered numerous recommendations to the underboss in the time I have served here. None of them appear to have been taken seriously by him, and every one of them have been shot down. 2. On April 5, after having been told by one of the other lieutenants that I was wetting my beak in his pond, we had a sit-down with the underboss, who demanded I relinquish the business relationships I had cultivated through the years to this piece of shit to bump up his numbers. Oh, I'm over here now.
Oh, Maron.
The majority of these relationships were developed during this period. This Fanuc was employed at our competitor, and I was the sole source of sales at the sole source of collections on the street. This maneuver has not only created an undeserved hardship to my household finances and is forcing my 65-year-old wife to get back on OnlyFans for us to make ends meet, but also the reaction of the underboss to this strawman argument given by that guinea cocksucker to justify his lackluster sales figures without looking into the data has also shaken my confidence in his sense of fairness. Fucking guinea cocksucker.
Guinea cocksucker.
3. Recently, a major oversight was uncovered in the book. The root cause of this oversight was all the H being moved on the garbage routes and not being counted right by the consigliere. When pressed on this issue by both the underboss and me, it was revealed that the consigliere was never shown this step. Also noteworthy is the fact that the underboss insisted that he trained the consigliere when no one was liquidated. May God rest his soul. While I will shoulder some of the accountability for this, it would also seem the person who performed the lion's share of the training of this individual would be equally culpable. Number 4, supply and logistical support are a major challenge when the underboss is in the habit of popping in unannounced with the sole purpose of catching his soldiers doing something wrong.
Oh,
Motherfucker, stay in your lane.
yeah.
Number 5.
I hate that.
I fucking hate that shit, man. Fucking if you're gonna go around suspecting people of shit, you're gonna end up finding shit whether they're fucking doing it or not. That's just looking for trouble.
It's called catching people doing shit wrong.
Right.
And that's just stunutz.
Hey, I'm over here now. On a personal level, number 5, on a personal level, over the course of the past several years, the turf has been increased collections year over year, apart from the pandemic of 2020. But what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Shut up in your face. We have endured the loss of the East Side to the Buffano family in the last war, yet our turf is still increasing collections. None of this has been acknowledged by the underboss, opting instead to deliver a relentless barrage of demoralizing negativity. When he arrives at the bling, no one in the building is greeted. When I initiate a greeting, I'm immediately hit with negative feedback. As I am personally unable to change any of these items, not expecting them to change on their own in the foreseeable future, I'm finding myself at an untenable juncture. Therefore, after countless hours of prayer, contemplation, and with the blessing of my wife, I am submitting this letter as notice of resignation from my position as a maid guy effective 30 days from this letter. I will forever appreciate the opportunity which the family has given me to grow and provide for my family, and I assure you that anything I say to others about my time with the family, will be done so with 100% accuracy. It is my sincere hope that the family continues its move toward achieving its objectives. Perhaps my sleeping with the fishes will facilitate it. Salute! Signed, Salvatore Large Vagina Bompincero.
Oh my God.
Fucking
Get
epic.
out of here.
Fucking epic. Sometimes, people moving on your fucking turf, And what the fuck?
Yeah, that's how wars are started.
Hey, get out of here.
Gotta go to the mattress. Jack, every now and again you have to have a war. It kind of to get rid of the bad blood.
Put a fucking horse head in his bed.
Yeah. It's been done.
Well, that was fucking epic, by the way.
Yes,
and
was.
You know what? Mr. Underboss and all them motherfuckers, hey, you can suck it. You can fucking suck it.
Balls.
Sucking my balls. That's right. Suck my balls.
Suck my brajol. Good.
Yeah, why don't you lick on my pasta fazool here for a little bit?
Oh, man. All right, let's move on to Dirk Diggler.
Yeah. There's a penis in the room.
I'm the one with the big
size that fucking thing? Did you size that fucking thing at the end of that goddamn movie?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm standing in the mirror, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. Wow. I just, you gotta give a man props for, holy shit.
Huh,
but yeah.
Anyway, that was a fake. But anyway. Dirk Diggler. It's like, I'm service manager and this guy, let's call him Dipshit. What a sweet name. Is a relatively new technician. He does Centricon monitoring. Simultaneously, when we have an apartment complex, we treat weekly while also having them under termite bond. Tenant has German roaches, but since the complex doesn't pay for anything beyond the typical ants, roaches, etc., tenants are expected to pay for fleas, bedbugs, German roaches. Tenant doesn't have money and the branch manager won't budge on pricing. Sorry, we can put you on the list every other week, but until dollars cross our palms, you're stuck with them. Excuse me. Enter Dipshit.
That sounded
stage good. Oh, it was deep and mean. Enter Dipshit, stage left. He's out checking stations and happens to talk to the tenant. That's getting old. Let's call her Dumbass. And Dumbass tells Dipshit her sob story and how she doesn't have $650 for a treatment. Whoa, wait a minute. $650 for a roach clean out on an apartment.
Wow.
I want to party with you, cowboy.
Yeah, goddamn, give me that percentage.
Yeah. And we won't accept the $300 she has. Dipshit sees dollar signs and tells her he will take care of her for only $300 cash. Hooray for these idiots. Dipshit comes into the office Friday morning and comes into my office, again, service manager, to ask me how to treat his own home for roaches. I ask, you smell that, Jack? I ask
yes, what
kind, and he cleverly, for the only time this story, tells me big roaches. I explain treatment protocols for Smoky Brown, Woods, roaches, and offer to come by Saturday and treat his home for him. He asks if he can do it himself, and I stupidly agree. He lives a bit away from me. And I really don't want to make that drive. Can't say I blame you there. Plus, he is registered, so I take him into the back and show him what he'll need. Backpack sprayer, some Bifin IT, some Delta Dust, and a half full bag of granules. Tell him to bring it back to my office Monday so I can check it back in with the chemical gauge. The next part is supposition based on what I was told by Dipshit, Dumbass, and others. Dipshit goes to the complex Saturday morning. Dumbass hands him $300. He tells her she will need to leave the unit for about 3 hours while he treats. She leaves and he proceeds to treat with the backpack sprayer. He soaks everything. Walls, floors, furniture, countertops, crown molding, bedding, everything. He then leaves. Christ. She returns a few hours later to find her unit caked in white residual. He had to have mixed this stuff at nearly quadruple strength. She immediately calls him, but he doesn't answer. On Dipshit's end, he sees his phone blowing up and realizes he fucked something up. He chooses, you think? He chooses to ignore the calls and block her number.
Oh, lovely.
Monday rolls around. I'm going to take a quick drink here. And I stroll into the office, say hi to the branch manager, and head to my office. 2 minutes later, he screams my name. I come running thinking he stabbed himself, fallen and broken something, or has been forced to actually do physical labor. Anything is possible. He has the phone turned on to speaker, and I hear this woman screaming, crying, cussing. It takes a moment to realize who she is and what's going on. I rush back to my office to call the complex, only to find out that they have been trying to get a hold of us as well.
Oh, boy.
Tell me that the tech who treats here has done this. I call said tech, tell him not to drive to the office, but to drive straight to the complex, and we will meet him there. As we leave, I see Dipshit pulling in, but don't give him a second thought. We arrive at the apartments and proceed to the unit in question. She is waiting outside, crying, shouting, and threatening to sue us for everything we have.
Wow.
While she and the branch manager are talking, I step past and get my first look at the unit. Holy fucking shit. Oh. It's like a Brachiosaurus spooged on everything. It's horrible. Tech assigned to treat the apartments walks up to, and the branch manager asks if he did this. Dumbass interrupts him to say it wasn't him. It was that guy who was checking the traps in the ground outside.
Oh, my God.
And the tech nopes the right the fuck out of there and leaves. Realization dawns on me who she's talking about. I call him to find he's still at the office. I pull the branch manager aside and tell him my suspicions. Tells me to get back to the office and fucking sit on him if I have to. Do not let him leave. I return and find Dipshit sitting in my office. What the fuck did you do? He asks if he's in trouble. I'm still in a daze while I explain that what he has done is illegal on so many levels that lawyers are probably going to want to talk to him.
Wow.
He breaks down and confesses. He couldn't remember the application rate, so he had just poured like 4 glugs into the sprayer.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, the manager returns and Dipshit goes into his office while I'm told to wait in mine. Afterwards, Dipshit is fired. Well,
fuck yeah.
No shit. I was demoted to tech for having enabled this by lending him equipment. We end up paying a professional crew to clean the unit and pay for an entire new wardrobe, furniture, electronics, everything.
Wow.
If I ever see that little shit again, I may end my days in a prison cell or strapped to an electric chair.
God damn.
I'm Jack.
Damn. Almost speechless. I tell you, that story, the way it grew hair from the beginning, it's like you started out with a bald little baby and ended up with Chewbacca at the end.
Oh God, no shit, man. and all that hair is covered in Brachiosaurus spooge. I mean,
and Bifin.
And Bifin. Yeah. I mean, I'm bumfuzzled here, dude. I was like, what? Okay. First off, I don't want to speak ill to Dirk, but what have we learned here, Dirk?
Yeah, there's a lesson to take away from this.
There is such a lesson in this. And, I'm sorry that you had to learn it in this manner. I would have rather you learned it from watching somebody else do this, go through this. But you know what? There's things you gotta learn. And unfortunately, sometimes this is the way you do it. I'm sorry you had to go through this. This is bullshit. But,
it's serious bullshit.
But oh my God, I don't care who you are. Glug is not a standard unit of measurement. I mean,
that's the fucking truth.
Why he couldn't have called, dipshit couldn't have called this guy. I mean, because the guy was, the guy told him what to do and what to gave him and everything to follow, get some follow-up questions answered. I mean, that's what I would have done. And, I've been called dipshit and dumbass more times than I care to count, but, I would still think to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And, And at the end of the day, though, you can't really blame the branch manager for the actions that were taken on the service manager, because in a situation like this, you got to get ahead. You got to have a head to hand to somebody. And it sucks. Yeah. It really does. I've gone through that, and it really sucks, and there's nothing you can do about it. Other than learn the lesson. It's like, don't trust the new guys. Don't trust anybody that you would call dipshit.
I would have been like, hey, well, sorry about your luck, man. I can come out and treat it for you, but I can't give you the shit, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because believe me, everybody will hang, the service manager is the one that usually gets hung out to dry more often than not. So, well, you're technicians. You should have known better.
Well, damn it, Jack. Now let's face facts. I mean, that's why the position of service manager was invented.
That's for goddamn sure.
So the branch manager would have would have somebody to blame shit on, and
especially the big green tea.
Yeah, especially it's an accountability buddy. It's like everything's well and good until something goes pear shaped, and all of a sudden it's the service manager's fault.
Yeah, it's the classic shit rolls downhill theory, but it doesn't make it all the way to the techs. It stops at the service manager.
Yeah, exactly. But in this case, my God, I feel sorry for dumbass on this one too, because she's a dumbass, and I mean, if you got all you got is $300 for, still, man, $650 for an apartment clean out. Somebody in that fucking area is going to do that for you for $300 and actually do a hell of a lot more safer, better, and legal job than dipshit did.
Oh yeah, for goddamn sure.
Yeah,
people jump at that shit.
But, yeah, I'm going to say, dipshit definitely should suck it.
Yes.
That's about it, other than the whole situation can suck it, because that's just a bad fucking situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Most lessons have to be learned the hard way, and believe me, that's exactly what the fuck that was.
Yeah. So, oh my God, man. All right. What do you got, man? Get us off of this one, man.
All right. I worked for unnamed company since March of last year, bent over backwards, took only Sundays off for the first 8 months. They gave me trouble when I took time for my daughter being born and my grandparents passing, all because it happened in May of last year. Literally all back to back. My daughter was born May 2nd. My grandma passed May 3rd. Grandpa passed May 22nd. And the day after his birthday as well, my son's birthday. With all of that going on in the same month, when I came back in June, I got little to nothing on my route, so they made my income a lot worse. Fast forward to this week. Wednesday, I tweaked my knee on the way to my work truck, called off and went to my orthopedic doctor. Found out cartilage under my kneecap is deteriorating and my kneecap is shifting. All I needed was 2 to 3 days a week PT for maybe only an hour blocked off for it. I was informed that I had 3 choices. 1, take short-term disability and lose my route to pick up a smaller route when I come back. 2, come back to work Monday and continue to suffer. Or 3, use my vacation time, which I had planned to see my niece states away in Virginia. Since I got off the phone, I've applied to 3 different pest companies. Half of my clients only have service because I will do everything I can to ensure they are happy with my services and being pest-free. I've even helped clean part of a basement because my customer was afraid of mice. Anyway, advice? Am I doing the proper thing or should I suffer through it all? I have 3 kids and I'm getting married next April. Any pest companies in my area, I'll gladly come work. And he asked me to ad-lib a good go fuck yourself.
Hit it.
So here's this. Hey, unnamed company, let me tell you something. I hope that you shit razor blades once a week, and just when your asshole is healed up, you gotta do it again. I hope the people that you find wreck your fucking trucks before they even get out of the fucking parking lot. How's that?
Ooh.
I hope your paychecks are fucked up to the point that you get one of those little South African scams and you go cash your check and then they come back and hit you for it and take your money away. I hope they freeze your bank accounts. I hope your mama. How's that? How about this? Your mama. That's just, that's just kind of a coverall. But yeah, Mr. Unnamed Company, I want you to take the head of that nasty rhinoceros penis all the way down to the back of your throat until it's touching the acid in your stomach. And when it feels it, it bucks. And then it tears your insides apart. And when he pulls out, all of your guts come with it. How's that? How about you suck that one? A big, fat, stinky rhino, uncircumcised rhino penis with all kind of cheese right under the nice, thick, hairy, gray foreskin, which I'm assuming I've never seen a rhino penis, but I'm just guessing. Just nice cheesy and, mites and all kinds of nasty shit on it. I think that's what you really ought to be taking down that gullet of yours, you motherfucker. Suck it.
Jack, for an ad lib, that was pretty detailed.
Hey, he asked me to fuck him up good, so I did my best. I hope you're happy with that, man. Let me know later if I did a good job. That's
legendary. And if I may add something, may that guy's boss have his knee cartilage torn. May a large chunk of it get absorbed by his kidneys and block his urethra on nickel beer night.
Ooh. Be all bloated, have like a big overripe watermelon for a bladder.
Oh yeah, man! Fucking, you can hear the kidney tissue tearing as you're struggling to try to get it out. Yeah, man. Ugh.
Yeah, but your prostate turned into a fucking marble.
Fuck him. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
What's next? Firing somebody for having cancer?
It's that kind of bullshit's happened too. So, and those people, I'll tell you, there's a special mutual suck it for the motherfuckers who fire someone for having cancer and don't back him up or help him out when he's at his lowest.
That's right.
There is not a grave full of enough Ebola shit to bury you in to make that worthwhile to tell you to suck it. There is not enough horse donkey dick so far up your colon it comes out your mouth type of punishment for the type of asshole that does that kind of thing.
Here.
I hope to hell that every time you drink a glass of lemonade that your asshole bleeds. I hope it just comes pouring out of you in nice thick chunks and stains your underwear, which makes all the neighborhood dogs tear your nutsack off trying to get to it. How about that kind of shit, motherfucker?
Amen to that. Yeah. And also it shouldn't be a suck it should be suck them. And when I say them, I mean, they should suck every single person that fucking had to put their own shit aside to help that particular person out in order to make sure that their needs were met while you fucking just let them go. Just cut them loose out of the blue.
there's a special place in hell for you, bitch. I promise you.
Right.
And it's
Amen.
coming. Karma's coming, sooner rather than later. And she is a cruel mistress. It's just, it's coming, motherfucker. And I got a little personal one that popped in my head, and it has to do with me, but I'm going to be very non-specific. But I tell you what.
You're
for
retired.
the Donnie,
Who gives a shit?
That's right. That's right. Fuck them. For the Donnie and Marie that I worked for, that made it a point to fire all the branch managers and have one roving manager go from office to office to office. The syphilis-ridden hepatitis secretary that worked at the office that I worked at that managed to get that released felon boyfriend working for the company, although they wouldn't let anybody else that failed a background check. They catered to her, and she tried to get rid of me by having him call me and threaten me. I don't deal with threats very well at all.
No.
So, I'd tell her to suck it, but I feel sorry for the person who she's sucking because they're going to get the hepatitis that she has. So I hope your vagina prolapses and falls out in the middle of the checkout line at a grocery store. That's what I hope.
That's right. Yeah. Clean up at Register 6.
You can suck it. You know who you are. And if you hear this, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
There you go. Jesus Christ, man. What a fucking show, man.
Oh, that was awesome. I feel really good about that one. I tell you, it's therapeutic.
I feel cleansed, and I hope that we did a service to all the cheese bags and Instagrammers and everybody else, our listeners who caught wind of this and submitted their stories. I hope it made you feel better to get it out because Jack, everybody, we are here for you.
Hell yeah.
You know, we consider this a public service.
We do, and we're glad you guys got a chance to vent one way or the other. I know you can't say it out loud and who it is because it's going to cause you trouble at work, but just hand it all over to Brad and Jack. We'll handle that shit for you.
Amen.
We'll tell them everything.
This ain't the end of this episode. This episode's going to keep going and whatever we do. If you've got something like that you want to get off your chest, goddamn it, we'll find a fucking room for it in any episode that we do.
You're damn right. Or if we get a whole shitload, we'll archive them and have, you can suck it again.
Yeah, you can suck it
another
again.
episode.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Going
You're
back
not
for
done
seconds,
sucking it.
motherfucker.
Suck it again.
That's right. I got another nut built up. Come get it.
That's right. You know, yeah, but first a nap. So, oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you very much to everybody that submitted the stories. And, for the ones that, thought about submitting a story and didn't feel like, they were worried that, we get it, man. Don't feel obligated or don't feel pressured in any way to submit your story. Keep yourself safe. Keep your job safe. And,
for sure.
We get it. It's cool, man. And Jack and I are thinking of you.
Of course. I mean, if you want to tell us personally and let us know it's not for air, but you want to vent to somebody, by all means, send us a message. You can vent to us. That's cool. Yeah. We don't mind. It'll be a secret. But as you heard on this show tonight, nobody was outed. There's no specifics, no names, no companies, no nothing. So if you feel maybe this gave you the courage to do it next time, give it to us. We'll lay it out for you.
There you go. Absolutely. We are here for you. So
we are here for you.
Yeah. So Jack,
yes.
I want do we talk about the meeting that we had last Saturday?
I think we should. I really do.
Yeah.
Do you want? Shall I, or would you like to?
Well,
go ahead.
I'd like to talk about our another podcast that Jack and I have been. We had a chat with the two ladies that do the podcast, and the podcast is shit going on in our heads, and it is. We got to have a chat with the two hosts, and they're awesome, and
they are. They're really good. They're really cool.
It's a very popular show, apparently. Got a chance to listen to a couple of episodes, and these folks are all over the board, and it's great. And, Jack, I'm sorry, I can't remember their names. One of them's Dirty Skittles. I know
It's
that.
G-Rex and Dirty Skittles.
G-Rex and Dirty Skittles, yeah.
And the show is shit that goes on in our heads. And I've been friends with G-Rex, for quite a while now. And they just got started this past February. And because of the nature of their show and the topic of their show, they're already at like 60,000 downloads.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is fucking amazing. And it really is amazing. And, yeah, they want to have us on their show. We're going to be recording about mid-August, for release later down the road for their third season. And, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a complete departure from what we do here, but we're still going to bring our shit to their show. So.
Oh, totally. And, yeah, I mean, we had about a 40-minute conversation with him. And by the time I was, I've never spoken to him before.
Uh-oh. I think I lost Brad. He just dropped off. Well, shit. What he was trying to say is that he was first time he spoke to him, and when we got off and he messaged me and said, "Man, this is great." So it's going to be a great show. We lost Brad last minute. Maybe his internet kicked out. I don't know, but we're at the hour mark. So on behalf of Brad and myself, telling everybody out there that they can suck it. Not you guys, but all the people you had us talk about. But I want y'all to bug the hell off.
Thanks for listening to Tales from the Crawlspace podcast. You can find us on just about every single podcast outlet there is online. So be sure to subscribe, and we'll have a new episode next week. Don't forget, you can find us on Instagram at TFTC Podcast, on Twitter at Crawlspace Tales, and you can also find us on Facebook at the Pest Control Humor Depot. See you next week.